Morning everybody. We're a bit earlier today. It's not so bright. That's because it's quite early. Because today is a school day. Easter holidays coming up soon. But for me, working one day a week, this is the day. Certainly could sing a song about that, couldn't we? So a bit dull at the minute. I'm not sure what the weather is to be during the day. I don't think it's to be all that good. I think tomorrow might be a wee bit more dry or drier. But I hope everybody is doing all right and has got something planned for the day to help the day to pass through. We have been reading from the Tear Fund, and today our thoughts are from Dr. Ruth Valerio, who is Tear Fund's Director of Global Advocacy and Influencing, and she has chosen a verse from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, so I'm just going to read 2 Corinthians chapter 5. I think this is great, giving us an opportunity to read some chapters and verses that we might not have chosen ourselves. So 2 Corinthians chapter 5. For we know that when this tent we live in, our body here on earth, is torn down, God will have a house in heaven for us to live in, a home he himself has made, which will last forever. And now we sigh, so great is our desire that our home which comes from heaven should be put on over us. Being clothed with it, we shall not be without a body. While we live in this earthly tent, we groan with a feeling of oppression. It is not what we want to get rid of our earthly body, but that we want to have the heavenly one put on over us, so that what is mortal will be transformed by life. God is the one who has prepared us for this change, and he gave us his Spirit as a guarantee of all that he has in store for us. So we are always full of courage. We know that as long as we are at home in the body, we are away from the Lord's home. For our life is a matter of faith, not of sight. We are full of courage and would much prefer to leave our home in the body and be at home with the Lord. More than anything else, however, we want to please him, whether in our home here or there. For all of us must appear before Christ to be judged by him. We will each receive what we deserve according to everything we have done, good or bad, in our bodily life. We know what it means to fear the Lord, and so we try to persuade others. God knows us completely, and I hope that in your hearts you know me as well. We are not trying again to recommend ourselves to you. Rather, we are trying to give you a good reason to be proud of us, so that you will be able to answer those who boast about people's appearance and not about their character. Are we really insane? Is it for God's sake, or are we sane? Then it is for your sake. We are ruled by the love of Christ, now that we recognise that one man died for everyone, which means that they all share in his death. He died for all, so that those who live should no longer live for themselves, but only for him who died and was raised to life for their sake. No longer then do we judge anyone by human standards. Even if at one time we judged Christ according to human standards, we no longer do so. Anyone who is joined to Christ is a new being. The old is gone, the new has come. All that is done by God, who through Christ changed us from enemies into his friends and gave us the task of making others his friends also. Our message is that God was making all human beings his friends through Christ. God did not keep an account of their sins, and he has given us the message which tells us he makes them his friends. Here we are then speaking for Christ as though God himself were making his appeal through us. We plead on Christ's behalf. Let God change you from enemies into his friends. Christ was without sin, but for our sake God made him share our sin, in order that in union with him we might share the righteousness of God. And Ruth Valerio has chosen as her verse from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. And then she goes on to say, my dad often talks about what happened when he became a Christian. On the surface, actually nothing happened. He still looked the same. His family knew who he was when he walked into the room, and his life continued. But at the same time, a remarkable transformation took place. He stopped drinking and swearing, and his anger problems disappeared. He was physically recognisable, but he was a new man. This is the transformation that only Jesus Christ can bring, and it is a promise and a hope that we carry with us into every situation. As you take time this Lent to prepare yourself for the events of Holy Week and Jesus' death and resurrection, can you reflect on how Jesus has brought newness into your life? Where have you seen transformation? Thank God for those things and ask him to continue that work in you. And then she goes on to say, creating, sustaining, redeeming God, I thank you that in you all things are made new. Thank you for where I have seen that in my own life. I ask you to continue that work in me, and in doing so, enable me to bring new life to others. Amen. So, I don't think there's many of these left now, which is going to be a bit of a disaster for me, because I'm going to have to try and think again of Bible readings to do, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think it's been really great listening and hearing some other people's thoughts and their prayers also at the end of what they have had to say. So Tuesday today, tomorrow, church service is starting. We've got all people's names for that. I think there might be a space tomorrow, or maybe 2 spaces tomorrow. If you haven't said you would like to come and you would like to come. Sunday, I know it's definitely filled up at the minute for Easter Sunday. We are holding a Zoom Good Friday service communion at 2 p.m. I will give the Zoom login details tomorrow in the West Kirk Weekly, and we will give the Zoom login details on Facebook starting tomorrow also. So this is for Friday afternoon at 2 o'clock. If you have got Zoom and you know how to log into Zoom, let us know if you want the login and we will make sure you have it. You can access this by telephone. There will be a number that you can phone, and then you need to give the passcode, which we will also give you. So if you would like to give this a go, please also let us know, and we can give you the details of what number you need to ring and the passcode that you need to phone. It would mean that you could hear the service on Friday afternoon, but of course, because you're on your telephone, you can't see what's happening, but you can still participate in the service by listening to what's happening. So I will put all the details about this in the West Kirk Weekly tomorrow night. It will go on Facebook tomorrow also. We will see people tomorrow at the church, and if you want to ask us anything about that, then please do, and we will try and help you as much as we can. So it's a Zoom communion on Friday, so you really need to have Zoom or phone in to listen to the service on your telephone. Our heads are buzzing with it all now, but please let us know if you need any help with anything, and we will help you out as we can give you out the numbers and information that you need. So have a good day today, everybody. I hope not too taxing for me. I don't think there's too much going on in the school this week anyway, even though they're just back. It's nearly the holidays, so I'm hoping for a good day. I will be back later on, and you can phone Bill. He's in the house if you want any information, and I know that he'll just say you need to wait till I'm in and I'll be able to tell you. But please do phone if you're looking for any help with anything. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow, and hopefully the weather will brighten up a wee bit, and we'll get out a wee bit later on. So see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye.